welcome my friend to today's drive. Something happened this weekend. Here's a hint.
The Drive.
Hey, welcome to today's drive. It's Dean here, of course, and you'll notice that I'm not in the car on the way to Internet Profits HQ. We are here at Internet Profits HQ, and the reason for that is that firstly, I didn't have the camera on me because a few days ago, this past weekend, I actually got married. So I've had a few days off, a couple of days out of the office, spending it with my now wife, which is seems strange to say. Got to get used to that one. And it was an amazing time. Thank you to everybody across Facebook and different social medias and various things that have been congratulating us and sending their well wishes. Literally haven't been able to respond to each person individually because they were just like literally hundreds upon hundreds of comments and posts inpouring. So thank you so much to everybody. And there's a bit of a lesson here that I kind of want to tie back to business and starting and growing a business using the internet, is that, you know, the wedding absolutely didn't go to plan. Like, we have spent months and months and months and months and months planning every little detail of this wedding, and none of it from the get-go went well. Lots of it did not go to plan, put it that way. Lots of it, despite all the planning, despite all the work in advance, still there was other elements outside of our control. And isn't it just ironic, and when you compare this to starting and growing your business, that really a lot of times, no matter how much we plan, no matter how much work we put in, time, energy, money, a lot of times things just don't go the way we hoped, right? I mean, let me give you some examples. So the wedding was scheduled to actually commence at 1 p.m. So everybody should have been there at the church and getting seated at around about 12:30. At 12:30, there were literally about 5 or 8 people there. Nobody there. And we started getting all these phone calls. You know, the road, I'm stuck in traffic. The main, like, the road, the main kind of dual carriageway, like double-laned road, like freeway, most people would have traveled on to get to where the church was located. There was a terrible accident that involved, you know, caravans and multiple cars. And so what happened is, this stretch of road, once you're on it, you can't go backwards, you can only go forwards. And they shut off the road. So we had like a 10-mile stretch of road, and 80 to 90%, like 80% of our guests were trapped on that road and couldn't arrive. And 1 o'clock came, nobody was hardly still there. And as time went on, a few people started getting through, but it wasn't until after 2 p.m. that we could actually go ahead with the wedding. So that was the first thing, right? I mean, everything was planned around the wedding. And so the wedding was more than an hour late because nobody could get to the church. That obviously then set back everything else, like the reception, the food, the meals, everything started going back. It turned out that the day was quite windy. So we'd had all this stage put up for the bands and everything to be on at the wedding reception. We got a call literally 1 hour before the wedding to say, just need to let you know, we've had to not put up the stage. It was like, what do you mean we've got no stage? This is a main feature of the whole wedding reception. Like, where are the bands going to go? What's going to happen with this and that? Like, oh my gosh. So then that happened. And then throughout the wedding, and I guess the biggest thing that I should probably announce of all is that during the evening, my now wife, Robin, she accidentally stumbled over in her high heels and her dress, and she fell, and everything was okay. She was fine. Enjoyed the evening thoroughly. She danced the night away and had an amazing time. Then at 7 a.m. in the morning, she woke me up and she was like in agony. She said, Dean, something's wrong with my ankle. I'm in so much pain. I need to go to hospital. And it turns out she's actually broken a piece of her ankle bone off her ankle. And so now she's in this big plastic boot thing. So that's just a few things, right? We planned for like a year around this wedding. It didn't go ahead because no one was there. It was over an hour late, and it went ahead but late. Most of one of the biggest features of the whole wedding reception wasn't able to be there. My now wife broke her ankle. I mean, you just couldn't make this stuff up, right? And so when you look at your business, I want you to know that yes, you should always plan. There's a famous saying, isn't there? Like, a fool with a plan will always beat a genius without one. So you should always plan. You should always have be clear on where you're going and what you're doing to get there. And you should have a strategy. You should implement every single day. But please know that no matter how much you plan, no matter how much you study, no matter how much you learn, until you start doing stuff, you have no idea what's going to crop up or what's going to happen or what things may occur that you're not anticipating. And if anything, this past few days with the wedding has proved all of that. We spent 6 to 12 months planning this, and still lots of stuff went wrong. So the message of the day is, don't just sit there planning and trying to anticipate any potential thing that may or may not happen. You've got to start doing, okay? You've got to start taking action. You've got to start implementing, because only when you do will you find out what's going to go right and what's going to go wrong. And then you just have to adjust and go forwards accordingly, just as we did. The wedding was absolutely incredible. But if all we did was plan it, it would have never happened. We had to start doing to actually start failing and things start going wrong. And then we just overcame them, and we had an amazing time despite that. So anyway, there's a little update from me to kick off this this drive in the middle of the week. I am now back. We've got tons of stuff that we're doing over the next 30 days. August is set to be a very exciting month. I can't announce too much of this because there's a few top secret stuff right now, but you will, over the next 30 days, start seeing some very, very exciting projects of ours coming to fruition, no doubt. So with that said, thank you for watching. I will, of course, see you back tomorrow, back in the usual setting of the drive. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye for now.